Good evening. We're back again. This episode, or installment, or whatever it is, this part of our restoration of this Ward's resonator guitar, we're going to be taking what's left of the fretboard off of the neck. Whew! I cut myself, not too bad, but I did nick a vein, so I just started bleeding a lot. Oh boy. But it stopped, and I'm pretty sure I don't need stitches. But I'm done. So, I'm feeling much better today. You know what, the saddest thing about it, or not the saddest is that I have this gnarly cut, but the second saddest thing is the camera wasn't even rolling, so. Everything's fine. I think I should make a jig for this process, I think. I don't know what that would even be like, though. Anyway. And I'm just really working slow today, because I can't, if I do this, I'm gonna pop open my cut if I push too hard. Oh, but look at this. I should be going slow anyway. It's actually, you know, these sorts of, whoa, it's really moving. It's really moving, look. You see? Wow, a ton of oil. Or, no, it's like, yeah, a ton of oil's coming out of the fingerboard. I wonder if it's just oil from hands over the years. It's crazy, a lot of oil. See that line of liquid? Anyway, before we lose all the heat. Ooh, it needs more heat though. It's not going yet. I wonder if I can get it from this end. This whole edge is lifting up now. This whole time it's been holding up in the middle. Is it breaking though? Yeah, it's... Oh, there! Oh, there's a fucking nail in it, that's why. See, that really makes me... So if we look, there are two little nails. Right there. Sticking up through the neck. Right, holding the... this joint together. And you can see, yeah, this fretboard's definitely made out of mahogany. Or some relative of mahogany. And I think it's been off before. You can see this broken part. Right there, some more missing material. So unless that was missing from... And that looks like another indexing pin. Well, or maybe not. It's weird. It does... See that? Yeah, it's just a nail. I've done a lot of thinking, which is part of the restoration process for me. Is you have to think your way through these things because it's common yet uncommon problems coming up. So, when we last left off, we took the fingerboard off. We have the old fingerboard in two pieces here. And I've ordered a new fingerboard from LMI. I chose Indian Laurel as the. I don't have a setup to cut fret slots yet. At the moment, it's still more cost effective for me to have LMI do it. Though there are a lot of pros. I wish I could just I wish I could make fretboards out of anything. I think I'm going to. I've done a lot of thinking about this, and I think the best route is we're going to actually add about 1/16 of an inch to this side of the fretboard, which is really the side that seems to have the oddest, because what happened is when this headstock was grafted on, it was grafted on ever so slightly crooked, so it goes this way a bit, and as a result there's this sort of little dip, especially that happens right here in the neck. It makes the fretboard carrying all this stuff. It makes the fretboard pretty narrow here. Narrower, I forget, you know, I'm bad at keeping these measurements in my head, but it's about a 1/16 inch below what would be standard nut width. I tend to prefer on my instruments even a little bit wider, like what's on these. I wish I could give you numbers off the top of my head. Maybe I will make the numbers appear, or I'll cut in me talking about it later when I have them in front of me. But I think what I'm going to do is when I cut this fingerboard, I'm going to add a 1/16 of an inch to this side of it at the nut, and otherwise follow the taper of the old fingerboard here. I'll have to reconstruct this, but I'm going to straighten it out a little bit and see how it fits on the neck. Now, what's going to happen is the fingerboard's going to end up being a little bit bigger than the neck at the nut, and it will, and that will sort of taper out into it being the same width. And so we're going to have to figure out a way to build up the neck again, this part of the neck. And I have a few ideas. We're going to approach this as we go and continue thinking about it. Yeah, you can see right now, I think, it's nowhere near flat, this neck. And I feel like we have some leeway. I feel like it was part of the reason it's not flat is that there's a little hump right where this grafted on piece is. So we can play with it a little bit. And we have a little bit more latitude to, you know, not necessarily keep this thing totally stock, because it's already, this is a ruined guitar in a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people would not bother with this thing. So that means we get to have fun with it, and I have a few ideas of how that's going to go. Anyway, that's the update for right now. And we'll be back when we're cutting the new fretboard.